YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We another Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here to talk about the Washington Commanders drafting a running back. And should we draft a running back? Do we need a running back, or should we just stand pat with the running backs that we have on this roster? So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case our Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 4,000 subscribers, so hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Let's get straight into today's video. So the draft is coming up in about 2 weeks, and we're going to talk about the running back position because a lot of people actually want the Washington Commanders to draft the running back. Now, my opinion here is going to be different from a lot of you guys, and I'm all for it. Because that's what makes this community great. That's what makes these videos great, is because we disagree, and we talk about it in a respectful way. Like, although we disagree, nobody gets out of line in the comment section, you know what I'm saying? We always have a back and forth, but it's a good dialogue, a healthy dialogue, because again, we're not going to always agree. So with that being said, I tend to disagree with a lot of people out there that want to draft a running back in this year's draft class. Just because I have so much faith, and I believe in this running back group that we have. If we're being honest, the running back group is the only group that has solidified. Like, we know we have 3 running backs that can go out there and do their thing. Last year, if you were to ask people how they felt about Antonio Gibson's 2021 campaign, a lot of people would be like, it was a little underwhelming, not from the stat standpoint, but from the hype that he had coming off of his rookie campaign into his 2021 season. I mean, Antonio Gibson, he was pretty much banged up for the whole season last year, early parts, and well, not even early, but just spread it out throughout the whole season. He would have fumble issues. That's the only issue with Antonio Gibson, for real. But when you look at his stats, I was saying this throughout the whole season, because I mean, I watched every single game just like you, and you were in the streams with me watching it. He was actually having a really good year, and he obviously backed that up with the stats, because in the Giants game he got over 1,000 yards. So in 2021, or 2020 rather, he had 170 carries for 799 yards and 11 touchdowns. Remember last 2020 he went crazy with the touchdowns, and then in 2021 he had 1,037 yards with 250 carries for 7 touchdowns. So I really think his production obviously went up, and I feel like Antonio Gibson solidified himself as a legitimate #1 running back in the NFL. I really do. And I get it, guys. You're not saying Antonio Gibson needs to be replaced. You're just saying we need to add another running back to the group. But that's where I disagree, because then you bring in JD Mckissick, a guy that was pretty much everything for this offense last year. I mean, he was so good for us, and when he got hurt in the Seattle game at home on Monday Night Football, and he was out for the whole season, I don't like when players get hurt, but I'm glad people realized how impactful he was for this offense. Antonio Gibson is really, really impactful. He's really, really good. But JD Mckissick means so much to this offense that he was going to be a big blow if we weren't able to re-sign him. I'm glad he chose us over Buffalo. He's a running back, yes, but he's more than that. He's more than that, as you know. So with us re-signing JD, that made me feel more comfortable about the running back position. And now the wild card. Okay, obviously we both know JD, AG, our locks on this team. Those are our 2 running back starters. But the 3rd running back position is what everyone wants to talk about. We need to draft a 3rd running back in this year's draft. Some guy from Michigan State. We'll get into it. I know his name, but I don't know if off the top of my head. The guy from Alabama that we interviewed. I don't think so. I think we have our 3rd running back here on this roster in Patterson. You guys know I'm a huge JP fan. A little biased because he's from PG County. I'm from PG. So I rock with these guys much more on a more level than some people, just because hometown kid, hometown hero doing his thing. But on top of that, when he got his chances, he made the best of them. I mean, going back to the preseason, he was really, really good for us. And then he got his chances in the game versus the Eagles, scored a touchdown. He was really good in the blocking game too, considering the fact of how small he is. He was really good in the blocking game too. I would probably say he's right behind J.D. Mckissick for our best run blocking running back, and I would possibly say he can give J.D. some bump in that discussion. He can catch out the backfield. He can hit the hole. I think honestly, he has the best BCV out of all our running backs. He has the best ball carrier vision out of all our running backs, and that's because he's a pure running back. I mean, J.D. Mckissick was a wide receiver turned running back, and Antonio Gibson, he was a wide receiver turned running back, and Antonio Gibson was a wide receiver turned running back. I believe I got that right. Yeah, obviously I got that right because they're all running. What am I talking about? But Jared Patterson is a pure running back. He's been playing running back all his collegiate career, and now in the pros and all through high school too. So he has the best ball carrier vision, and I really like the upside. And I felt like later in the season where we were finally starting to see more of Jared Patterson, he was finally starting to get in the groove and show what he could do in both the run game and the passing game, that I really was excited for him. And again, you can I'm not gonna lie, you can throw a little biasness in there because he's from my home, from my area, PG. So obviously I'm gonna rock with him again more than some people out there. But even along with the bias, his play on the field kind of backed that up, because he was really solid in the short times that he were out there and the little PT that he did get. He was good for us, and I felt like he made enough plays to be the third running back. I really do. Now, if we were to get a running back in this year's draft, I wouldn't spend a pick on him. Just how we got Jared Patterson as an undrafted free agent, I would probably get one of these guys. Now, again, you never know how the undrafted scene's going to work. I mean, James Robinson, who I really think had a phenomenal rookie year, and then under Urban Meyer last year, they just forgot about him. He's a guy that could be a top running back in the league if it wasn't for Urban Meyer. Pairing him up with Travis Etienne. More of the story, James Robinson was undrafted, and he came in and lit the league up. So what I'm saying is, you could always find talent undrafted 7th round. I mean, I wouldn't mind, because we have 2 7th-round picks if I'm not mistaken. I wouldn't mind spending one on a running back. But again, even still, I feel like if I'm Ron, I would just roll with all 3 backs. I feel that comfortable in all 3 of these guys, and I know a lot of you out there are gonna be different than me. You're not gonna believe in Jared Patterson as much as me, which is totally fine. Am I all for bringing in competition? Sure, why not? But let's say both of these guys play well in training camp and preseason, and you really don't want to cut either one. What are you going to then do? Roll with 4 running backs? That means you're going to have one less position at somewhere else on the offense. 4 backs, do you really want to do that? I don't think so. I hear a lot of people saying let him earn it, don't just give it to him, which I'm all for. But again, I felt like JP did enough. Again, maybe I'm just being a little too biased with my take, but that's just how I feel about our running back group. I think it's fine. I really do. We have 2 guys that are capable of putting up 1,000 yards. Now, JD is more of 1,000 receiving yards. Antonio Gibson is more of 1,000 rushing yards. But we have 2 guys that's capable of doing that. Then you throw in a little JP that can give you about 400, 500 yards on the season, which is fine, really. I don't need JP to be RB1. I don't need JP to be the second option. I just want JP to be on this roster and actually get burned. Like, he deserves it. I really do. You guys want that second bell cow behind Antonio Gibson. Okay, I get that. Because when Antonio Gibson goes down or he's tired, you want to have that second pure running back in the game. And y'all don't believe J.D. Mckissick is that. Who I don't think he's a second bell cow, but he actually last year showed at times better BCV, better running back, better being a running back than Antonio Gibson at times last year as a pure runner. J.D. Mckissick did. But you guys want that second bell cow. I get it. I think JP is that? Not obviously JP isn't. What is AG? AG is what, 6'1", I think. I think he's 6'1". Maybe I've given him 2 more inches than I should. Maybe he's like 5'11". I think he's 6 foot though. If not 6'1", AG is pretty tall, man. And obviously, Jared Patterson isn't that. He's 5'8". But being a bell cow doesn't have much to do with size, in my opinion. I think the bell cow, for me at least, yes, size plays a little factor, but for me at least, it's how many carries you could intake. How many carries can you have? How many times can you go out without getting winded? How many times can you push the pile forward? And what's so good about JP is he can do all that, and he's so small that he could get through the little creases that a big running back like Derrick Henry or AG even couldn't squeeze through. Again, I like the 5'8" running back, man. I like JP, man. I really do, and I think he can be that second quote-unquote bell cow, or that second guy that you lean on more for the running game as far as, you know, being a pure runner. Jared Patterson is that. I really do. So I personally don't think, and it's all good, man, if you disagree with me, that's what we're here for. We're here to have a healthy dialogue. If you disagree with me, totally fine, but I don't think we should draft a running back. I think we're fine with the 3 we have, and that's just my pure honest opinion. So let me know what you guys think about this video down below in the comment section. As always, me and boy Juangotti, should we draft a running back? Are you fine with the 3 running backs that we have? Let me know in the comment section. It's me and boy Juangotti. Like, comment, subscribe. Hail to the Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 4,000 subscribers, so hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. I'm out. Peace.